Hello and welcome to Wealth Today on the Wealth Channel. I'm your host, Kevin Lynch. Let's start your day with some trivia. Today's question deals with savings and investments. How many workers have less than $1,000 in total savings and investments, excluding their homes and defined benefit plans? Your options are A, 1/10 or 10%, B, 1/4 or 25%, C, 1/3 or 33%, or D, more than 33%. Stay tuned and let's see how you did. Now let's move right into today's interview. The area of impact investing, otherwise known as philanthropic investing, and investing in emerging markets have recently received increased media coverage. Many professionals have dedicated their careers to making sure these particular areas are seen as more than just passing trends. Today, philanthropy expert Phil Cubeta is in the studio with one of the aforementioned professionals, Steve Beck. Steve is the co-founder and CEO of Spring Hill Equity, a social private equity fund manager with a concentration in Africa. He is here today to give us an overview of impact investing. Let's join Phil and Steve now in the studio.
Thank you, Kevin. And Steve, what is impact investing and why is it important?
Phil, impact investing is investing for more than just financial returns. It's really investing in an intentional way to achieve something else. Some people have called it a social return or a double, triple bottom line, a social environmental return. But it's looking for something else. It's looking for an impact. In our case, it's looking for an impact on low-income households in sub-Saharan Africa. So the reason this is important is we've tried aid for the last 60 years. If I take Africa, which is the region I know the best, after 60 years and $2 trillion of aid to Africa, you could argue that Africa is worse off, not better off. There's certainly no correlation between aid and philanthropy and long-term development. What's needed really is investment, but it's investment in businesses that will create lasting benefit for low-income households. And I think, so the importance here is a business is inherently scalable, and a good business is inherently sustainable and therefore scalable through its own profits, as opposed to aid and philanthropy, which is often constrained. A good grant program runs out of money, and it needs to come back for more capital. That creates a dependency. It lacks the scalability and it lacks the sustainability that a business has. So positively screened investments that will have a lasting impact on low-income households and potentially an environmental impact, as opposed to just investing for short-term financial gain.
Could you give us one short example of the kind of thing you're talking about, the kind of investment that might actually have social impact and be profitable?
Sure. So an investment that we're looking at right now is an investment in alternative energy for low-income households. Essentially, it's a small solar panel, a 4-setting LED light, a rechargeable battery pack, and a connector to charge your mobile phone. People in sub-Saharan Africa don't have access to the grid. They don't have electricity in their homes. So they burn open-flame kerosene lanterns, which is a fire hazard. That's obviously sending carbon to the atmosphere as well, but it also creates respiratory ailments. And it's not very good light. So what this allows is a low-income household to be self-sufficient and to save $100 a year, which may be 20% of their income, because they're not having to pay for kerosene and disposable batteries and mobile phone charging, which they are currently doing. And it's a good investment. We expect to make money off of that investment.
Well, it sounds like a very exciting opportunity. But this is probably for people who have significant wealth at the moment. Would that be fair to say?
Well, primarily, yes. So our vehicle is a private equity vehicle. It's only marketed to institutional and accredited investors. But I see this as a beginning of a movement where I think we will increasingly see funds of funds. First of all, we'll see mutual funds, and eventually I think we'll see listed vehicles where people of kind of any wealth category can participate in these kinds of investments. But impact investing as it is now is very nascent. We think of part of our mission, it's running a private equity fund, which hopefully will be very successful, but is to really catalyze and promote this movement and a development of this asset class.
Well, Steve, thank you very much. It's been extremely informative and very motivational as well.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Phil.
Stay tuned to the Wealth Channel to hear more in-depth discussions with Phil and Steve. When it comes to closing a deal or building a relationship, timing is everything. Liz Lavin has more now on our sales tip of the day.
Today's sales tip comes from Craig Lemoyne, author of Financial Planning Applications. Timing is everything. When you approach a prospect is more important than the message you are delivering. When courting a prospect, consider approaching them between 9 and 11 a.m. This is after they are in a professional mindset, but before the stress of the day becomes overwhelming.
Now let's see how you did on today's trivia. We asked, how many workers have less than $1,000 in total savings and investments, excluding homes and defined benefit plans? Your options were 10%, 25%, 33%, or more than 33%. The correct answer, B, 1/4 or 25%. While more than half of workers report that they have less than $25,000 in total investments and savings, excluding their homes and defined benefit plans, 1/4 have less than $1,000. We hope you enjoyed today's trivia, and we thank you for tuning into our show. I'm Kevin Lynch, wishing you wealth today and every day.